Hello and Grüß Gott. Well, it's been 2 years since I purchased my 2012 BMW F650GS brand new. I had a lot of quality issues with it initially. I hated the machine because I was so mad at both BMW North America and Victory BMW, the company where I purchased the bike from in Chandler. Both of them gave me completely unsatisfactory service. However, I'd like to say after 2 years, I have everything fixed to my satisfaction. I had to do all the work myself except for one free warranty battery done over in Scottsdale. So thanks to Scottsdale BMW. Anyway, the machine now is perfect for me and I absolutely love riding it now, and it's a great bike. So I want to tell you what some of the things were that I've done to it and what I wouldn't do if I was buying a new one, and on and on. So first of all, it came with Heidenau knobby tires, which I thought would wear down real fast. I've got almost 8,000 miles on the machine and I still have plenty of tread on them. Heidenau are definitely a great tire, so that's a good thing. I added a C. Bailey windscreen, a pretty tall one. Really love it. But here in Phoenix, it gets really hot. So I like to wear a half helmet or 3/4 helmet a lot of the time. So I added a Wunderlich top spoiler, which makes it absolutely a pleasure to drive. I put some handlebar extensions, some bark busters. I put some reflectors on I got from 3M. They're black reflectors. They blend really well. The dealer had put on the crash bars. They had done it incorrectly. I redid all of that. And overall, I've done a few other things. I added some bars in the rear that I got from, I think, Wunderlich. I can't remember for sure. I added a brake pedal extender. I put a box back here from, I have an alt-rider like extension thing back here, and I put a box on here that I can keep my guns in when I go riding. I added this like saddlebag, and then I added, of course, a nice seat, a Sergeant seat. And now this machine is like so incredible. And there's one other thing I did that really made the big difference for me to enjoy this machine. I lowered the counter sprocket from 17 teeth down to 16 teeth. Now with 17 teeth, I was getting 62 miles to a gallon on the highway, but this machine was a dog. You know, you get a little bit of wind and or go up a little slight hill and it would really slow down. So just changing that one tooth made a big difference in the way it performs. Also, when I'd be going 15 miles an hour in parking lots, it would just buck and kick. So to take care of that, the sprocket, or counter sprocket, was one of the things. And the other one was I used a Sol 2 device I put here on the air intake system to trick it into running richer. So now it doesn't buck and kick and act up. So it drives nice and smooth. And the other things, I'll show you a couple of additives I've started putting in. And then I'll tell you about two problems I never have been able to fix. One is the fuel strip is a piece of crap. It always reads full no matter what. I've had this thing, I actually ran out of gas down in Bisbee, Arizona, and the fuel said it was still full, so it's garbage. The dealer, when I took it to them, they said that's just normal, they're all no good, and they wouldn't fix it. That's typical of Victory BMW. So I was told to use some Techron in it, and that would help. Well, I do use Techron with every fuel change. It doesn't help, but the machine does run really good. One other thing I started doing last year was I started using some Stihl ashless smokeless two-stroke oil and adding about 1/3 of a bottle in for every fuel fill up. It completely quiets down this horrible ticking noise that you'd hear in the engine with all the injectors. Also, when I changed the oil, I add a little bit of Cam Guard. This is made by ASL. Not much because it's a wet clutch, so I just use a little bit, and it seems to also help with all the ticking and weird engine noises I was having. So I'll start it up here in a second and let you hear for yourself how nice and quiet it is. But right now the thing runs perfect. Couldn't ask for a better machine, and it's now my daily driver. So I'm going to go ahead and start it up, and I'll let you hear how nice and quiet the engine is. So let me let it go through its little system here. Okay. So I'm going to hold the microphone down at the engine so you can hear, and you'll hear it's very quiet. So that's the left side. and that's the right side. So it sounds like I would expect an engine to sound instead of that tick, 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 tick sound they're known for, which I believe is all injector ticking. It got rid of all that using the two-stroke oil. And I've been doing it for a year, haven't had a single problem, haven't had any fouling of plugs, no issues. I'm not recommending it, I'm just saying for me, that was my solution because BMW had no solutions. And then using the cam guard automotive seemed to have quieted down the engine as well. So those are some things that I've done to make this thing work really, really to my satisfaction. But as I mentioned earlier, the fuel strip doesn't work, still doesn't. And the TPMS system, the tire pressure monitoring system, is off by 4 to 5 PSI. I've never been able to get that adjusted out. And so to me, it's worthless. So if you're gonna buy a brand new like F700GS or an F800GS, if you can order it without the computer, I would recommend that you consider that because in my opinion, the computer is just an extra added expense and nothing on it seems to work. So I'd rather just have sort of the old style system with just a few basics things and it's good enough to work with. And so anyway, I'm in love with this bike now, drive it all the time, absolutely think it's a great machine, but I had to do all the work myself, no thanks to BMW, and I'm really, I wouldn't buy another BMW product simply because the support from BMW North America was just hideous. I wrote to them several overnight letters and got no response. So the quality of the machine is absolutely outstanding. And one other thing I wanted to say is that the ABS system wasn't working when it was delivered to me. And it turned out to be a factory problem that the factory never had set it up. So I had to do all that, got all that working. Everything works great now. Everything's 100%, gone through every nut and bolt on here. And I have found several quality issues from the factory as well. So if you're gonna buy one of these, just wanna let you know, you're probably gonna wanna go back and check everything before you go on any long distance rides. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Tschüss.